back to the Cutie Pie channel. My name's Sky. I'm the creator, crafter, and owner of Cutie Pie LLC. Welcome back to another week. We're going to do a little bit of a recap about what's been going on, what I've made, what I've bought. As you guys might have seen, I took Froggies on the road, so we did a road trip. We actually went to Minnesota, never been there before. Went to see the Mall of America, so I'm going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you about what I made this week. I think I'm going to title this episode Watch Me Whip because I have started so many projects, like typical, and haven't finished them, so let's jump right in. I have notes here this time, so I don't ramble on for too long, but if I look over there, it's because I'm checking my notes. But let's start about vacation. So my vacation was fun. So we went to the Mall of America the first time ever, never been there before, even as a kid. So my fiance drove from where we lived there, which was about 6-ish hours. So it was a pretty long drive, which was awesome because I did bring some yarn. We jammed to tunes, but I worked on some Froggies. So I made a whole bunch. I think I ended up making 10 frogs. I'll kind of show you the videos as we go. Minnesota the first time, so I'm gonna put some pictures of the fun things that we saw and did. Definitely ate some good food there, had some good drinks, was a really, really fun time. Like I said, my fiance was driving, so I was able to work on Froggies. So I made a whole bunch of whipped Froggies. So I finished them all the way till their last leg. I left a hole for stuffing because I did not want to bring all that stuffing with me. And then I practiced a couple of times how many chains, or I finished the frog without the stuffing in it and then undid it and then made a chain and saw how many chains it took me to finish it. Does that make sense? So that every time I would be able to make the same length chain and I would be able to close the frogs later. It was about 60 chains. I feel like that's a lot, but I also feel like when I use acrylic yarn, you know, my stitches are pretty tight, so it makes sense. And not only do I make the chain, but I slip back down and then secure the yarn before I fasten off. So made a whole bunch of those. I definitely played a very scary game of yarn chicken on the last one though. I'll put a video here. And like I said, I was so close to running out of yarn. I actually had a little bit more than I thought, but when I was kind of making all these legs and stuff, I was like, oh, I really don't know if I'm going to be able to finish the last one. Oh, and then when we were at the Mall of America, there was a yarn store. I was very excited. I do not remember the name. I totally just saw yarn and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go in. So I looked around. It was super cool. They had a lot of that handmade yarn or that hand dip dyed yarn. They also had a lot of kits. They had a lot of kits there, so I couldn't help but buy one. You know, the part of me was like, I have so much yarn, and I bought more, but I have so much yarn, and I should just buy patterns on Etsy. But I was like, when in Rome, you know, you're at a yarn store, it was on vacation, I was already running out of yarn, so I got this little so excited, dog pattern. I thought it was a super cute little puppy, and then I was also thinking, might be one of those where I test my freehand skills and try to make different patterns off of it. It's a good base. It was this or a doll, but I already have a doll in my Etsy cart that I kind of want to buy anyways, so I decided to go with the puppy dog. So stay tuned. We'll try this the next couple of weeks. I want to finish some of my other projects first. So when it comes to whips, watch me whip. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to put that in. Anyways, 4 whips this week. It's been a big one. I've been working on, you know, all of those frogs have to get finished sometimes this week. I also been starting, oh, that already looks so pretty, on, I've been seeing Lily Rosie Crochet Make It, put her channel here. She's been doing blankets or flower blankets, but she has done Lily Bell, what is that called? The bells one. She did a sunflower one, I think today as I'm recording this video. She's done roses, she's done tulips. I feel like she's doing so many. I started this one when she put out the rose originally. I think she uses a really thin yarn, works a little looser than I did. So this was the Canon. So yeah, this is the, oh, oops, this is the Caron, whatever. It's a 1-carn yarn. I got it in like off-white, so it's actually looking so good. I'm so excited. Yeah, so I figured that I need to make it a little bit bigger because right now it's like a nice little lap pillow. Like if we were going to go to like I was thinking, like, we went to the Cubs game, so you know where we're from, right? So we were gonna go to a Cubs game, or we went to a Cubs game a couple weeks ago, and this would have been really nice just to kind of have, because it would be easier to carry. I could have put it in a bag and then just roll it out and take it back with me. But so far I'm super happy with it. I think too, the 1 pound yarn, I'm just gonna do one pound of yarn. Like, it takes a lot of yarn. One skein, one big jumbo skein, and whatever size it comes out to is where I'll stop. And I'm almost done. Wait, I'll show you. I only have this much yarn left. So it's a lot, but it's actually not as much, you know? We're getting to where it's gotten really floppy, really loose. So I've been bringing this on my lunch break, and I get about 2 rounds done during lunch. So this one should be done, well, at least the inside will be done pretty soon, and then we can start on the flower trim. And I think I'm gonna do the bells. I may have anything in like blue. My fiance was like, try something in blue, and I think I agree with him, so we're gonna do that. Cool. Moving. There's one other thing I made right before my trip. So I was making those F-bombs. I'll put a picture here. I made one on the trip, excuse me, while we were in the hotel room, and I just made the bomb and the little gray top. I didn't fill it or anything like that. Again, I didn't have any stuffing, so I didn't bring that with. I also brought brown yarn to do the dirt balls for the string of pearls that I did a couple episodes. Wait, I'll go grab it. So here is the little casing for the F-bomb that I was just talking about. Like I said, it's not stuffed, but it's ready to be stuffed. There is a hole at the top. It'll be a little bit of figuring that one out. I definitely in future don't think that these are the best to prep. Like, it'd be good to prep a bunch of these and then just make F's while I'm out and about, or add the wick while I'm out and about. That would be pretty easy. It wouldn't probably take up too much space, but it's gonna be a pain to get all that yarn through that tiny little hole. So that's another thing. Another thing I tried to make this week, and I was going to mention it and kind of forgot about it, is I was trying to make a tapestry. I'll try to put the reference photo here too. I saw it, was like, oh, a cute rose. I started working on it. I wasn't, what don't they call it, like flying your stitches or something, that you like keep the yarn going. I was actually tying it down and doing it for a color change, trying to keep it like tidy in the back, and I didn't do a bad job, don't get me wrong. I just think I need a little more practice. I kind of jumped in without watching any videos, which, you know, I'm crazy like that all the time, so I think I should actually watch some videos, kind of dedicate it, pick an easier pattern. This pattern had a rose in the middle, which was super, super detailed, I think, and then it also had like edging on the sides that was all different funky angles, and I think I should not have started with that. That was a little bit too much for me. So I saved the stitch, so if I ever want to come back to it, but I do believe that this might just end up being stuffing one day. So I tried. I do want to learn. I think it would be fun to do some tapestries. You know, I love the idea of art decor. People can put it in their house, they can have it, they can love it for years and years and years. It doesn't have to be a stuffy of them, but this is a string of pearls plant. A lot of them just fell off. But this is a string of pearls plant I was working on. It's got 2 colors. I brought brown to work on the dirt ball, and then I just never did. So that's another whip that I gotta get back to that I want to make. I want to retry doing a tapestry this week. I saw a little raccoon pattern on, I think it was either Instagram or Pinterest or something, so I want to look into that, because my fiance's favorite animal, like, if we could have a farm, the animal that he wants the most is a raccoon, so I kind of wanted to test out that pattern and see how it was, see how it worked up. The other thing I want to do is a sunflower keychain. There's also one that I also saw, I think it was on Pinterest though, and it's like a flower, but each petal is like a different rainbow color. It's more of a daisy, I think. I think those were super pretty, putting a face on them or something, making those fun keychains. That's on my works in progress I want to do. I also found a YouTube video with Monstera coasters. I'll put that there. I think that was a super cute video. I want to try one of those this week. Let's see. Oh, and then while I'm making the blanket, I think I'm going to try, I think There's a million of them on YouTube. I know that I can find one. Look at his shadow. It's our supervisor. Are we doing a good job doing it and making the bells, the Lily Valley? Bells, Lily Valley, Lily Bells. I don't know what they're called. I don't know why it's like slipping my brain. But I think I will make one of or a couple of those car hangers to go with my my little chicky plants car hangers. So a lot of things that I want to do. We will see how much we get to. We also are taking another trip at the end of the weekend, so that means more driving in the car. So I will probably bring along a little bit more crochet, hopefully kind of get tested some of those newer patterns while I'm out and about, just to kill some time while I'm in the car, since I'm not necessarily market prepping. I'm kind of testing out patterns, having fun again. I did my first market. You can catch that video. I am planning to do another market, but I am changing some things on my display. I just ordered a whole bunch of stuff, more matchy materials to go with my colors and my theme and how I want things to be laid out. So I think I'll be a little bit more professional looking, which will be exciting. But you know me, I just want to be super prepared for my next market, especially if it's going to probably be an outdoor market. I'd like to try both, so I want to make sure that I have everything that I want this time, and we go do it and see how we do. Another day too. I don't have a lot of footage of it. I'm still so nervous when I'm out in like the real world instead of in my little corner here making content, but I will continue to try to post more videos for you guys or make more videos while I'm out and about. But I heard that Meijer, Aldi, Ollie's, and of course Michael's are all places that have yarn. So I went on a little scavenger hunt to see if any of the places near me had any yarn. Meijer, I didn't get to, but we did go to Aldi, Michael's. We did go to Aldi, Michael's, and Ollie's. So at Aldi, we did not see any yarn, so just where I am, I guess they just don't have it on the shelves yet, or out at all. I don't know if it's I missed it, or if it hasn't come in yet, or if it's in shifts, or however it works. I know every Aldi's a little bit different, so we didn't get any yarn, which is totally fine. They had a lot of gluten-free things. I'm a gluten-free girly myself, if you didn't know that, so we definitely grabbed a whole bunch of that stuff to take home and give it a try. I'm really excited. I think it was pot stickers, so we got the veggie ones and we got normal pot stickers. Totally on a tangent now. But that was Aldi. So then we went to Ollie's, and we didn't find yarn there either. Their website said there was yarn, and there just was no yarn. So it is what it is. So then we went to our local Joann's, and the sales haven't been getting really better. I know it's a big store, so I assume that it will not be closing until it gets closer to the deadline. If I really do think it'll be one of those stores that gets other stores stuff as they close it. Joann's, we looked around and they were out of this frog yarn. So this was, I got two skeins. I got the skein that I used for my first round before the markets. This was the skein that I kind of dug the guts out and kind of messed up and didn't want to do. So that's why, I just hit myself in the face, really casual. But this is the one that I didn't really want to do, so that's why I took it on the road trip, because it was like the only yarn that I could use. But when I went back to Joann's to get more, it wasn't there at my Joann's, so now it's missing. I'm really sad. We've been looking around. There's one, it's like a Walmart brand one. I think it's a Big Heart Super Savers or whatever they are. It's pretty close, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it'll be the Froggies just like this. So we'll test that out. We'll go look in a week or two, but I hope Joanne another shipment of it, or it's around somewhere. Maybe we'll hit some more Joann's, but I'm getting a little nervous for my Froggies. It's gonna be really sad if we had Froggies for 20. We had 20 Froggies and that was it, and then it's over, because you know, we like our rainbow frogs, and I thought about doing normal green ones, but I'm not committed yet, so maybe one day. But and Michael's, so it was kind of like a sad trip. This whole trip was pretty sad. So when we went to Michael's, that's where I usually originally got my yarn, was like I would go to Michael's, I'd have a coupon, or I would have you know, you would like get digital $5 or whatever, go and I'd pick up something and then come back home and it'd be fine. I didn't even know about Joann's until like a month before it started to close down. So when I went back into my Michael's, I was really shocked to see, I wasn't shocked, I understood why they did it, right? Joann's is closing. Half of what used to be the yarn aisles is now a fabric aisle, which has meant that they have completely gutted what was the yarn aisle. Now I'm a little bit concerned that they have taken a lot of that yarn away in lieu of fabric, and I know that it's going to be probably great because all the people who used to get all that fabric from Joann's are going to have another place. At Joann's, no froggies, no froggy yarn. That's what I saw at Michael's, is that they cut their yarn down and there was nothing anywhere else. So it was supposed to be this big scavenger hunt to find all this cool yarn, and I don't really have anything to show you guys. It's okay. But I did go to Hobby Lobby. That was the other place that I went to, and they did have yarn. They did have a lot of yarn. They had lots of different colors that I haven't seen before. So if, you know, Michael's doesn't have as much yarn as they did before, I will try to go to my local Hobby Lobby. It's not that far out of the way. It's a little bit further than everything else, but I kind of remembered it last minute because I want to get like those wooden crates that I see a lot of people use for craft fairs. I think that it's super smart, so I wanted to get some of those, so I decided to try out Hobby Lobby, and they actually do have a lot more yarn, and I probably will be hanging out there a little bit more. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!